Gemini August 2026 Horoscope. The truth comes out. After August 12th, Gemini, stop scrolling, because August 2026 could change the way you see someone you thought you already understood. There is something you have been sensing but haven't been able to prove. A strange feeling, a conversation that doesn't feel completely honest, a person whose behavior doesn't match their words. And after August 12th, the confusion begins to disappear. Something hidden can become obvious. Someone may reveal their true intentions. And Gemini, you may finally realize that what you thought was a setback was actually protecting you from something that wasn't meant to continue. This is not just another month. August is a turning point. And by the end of this month, you may be looking at your love life, your money, and even your future very differently. The big energy of August Gemini. August begins with a feeling that you need answers. You may be asking yourself, where is this relationship going? Should I stay or move on? Is this opportunity actually worth it? Why does everything feel like it's taking longer than it should? Your mind wants certainty, but August doesn't give you all the answers immediately. Instead, it gives you clues. And that's important because Gemini is an air sign. You naturally analyze everything. You collect information, compare details, replay conversations, and try to understand people's behavior. But this month, you won't need to investigate as much. People will start showing you who they really are. Pay attention to actions, not promises. Pay attention to consistency, not chemistry. And pay attention to how you feel after interacting with someone. Your intuition will be much louder than usual. Love and relationships. Gemini, this is one of the most important areas of your August. If you are single, don't assume that the person who gives you the most attention is automatically the right person for you. August is about quality over quantity. You may have more than one romantic possibility around you. One person could be exciting, unpredictable, and incredibly attractive. Another could feel calmer and more stable. And you may find yourself asking, which one do I actually want? The answer becomes clearer after August 12th. Someone from your past could also reappear. It could be an ex. It could be someone you never officially dated. Or it could simply be someone you had unfinished emotional business with. But here's your warning, Gemini. Just because someone comes back doesn't mean you're supposed to take them back. Sometimes people return because they miss your energy, not because they've changed. Before reopening a door, ask yourself one question. What is actually different this time? If the answer is nothing, you already have your answer. If you are in a relationship, if you're committed, August brings conversations that can no longer be avoided. You may need to talk about trust, future plans, money, living arrangements, emotional distance, or something that has been quietly bothering you. Don't avoid the conversation simply because you don't want conflict. The truth is better than uncertainty. And here's the interesting part. A relationship that is genuinely healthy can become stronger through this process. But if you've been carrying the relationship alone, August may make that impossible to ignore. You may suddenly realize, I've been doing all the emotional work. And that realization can change everything. To career and money. Now let's talk about your professional life. Gemini, August can bring movement after a period of uncertainty. A message, email, interview, collaboration, offer, or unexpected opportunity could appear. And it may not initially look like a life-changing opportunity. That's why you need to pay attention to small openings. A conversation can lead to a connection. A connection can lead to an offer. And an offer can lead to a completely different direction. But don't say yes to everything. Your biggest mistake in August would be spreading yourself too thin. You have many ideas. You may have several projects. You may want to do everything at once, but your power comes from choosing the opportunity that has the strongest long-term potential, not the one that gives you the fastest dopamine hit. Money financially, August asks you to become more strategic. If you've been spending impulsively, this is the month to regain control. If you've been waiting for money, a payment, a job opportunity, or a financial decision, the situation can begin moving. But don't make major financial decisions simply because you're feeling impatient. Gemini, slow money can become stable money. And stable money is more valuable than a quick win that disappears just as quickly. You may also discover a new way to monetize something you already know how to do. Your communication skills are valuable. Writing, speaking, teaching, social media, sales, marketing, content creation, networking, and online work can all become particularly important themes. Your voice can become an asset. August 12th, the turning point. Now we need to talk about August 12th. This is the date I want you to remember. The eclipse energy can bring a major reset. And for Gemini, this isn't necessarily about something dramatic happening overnight. Sometimes an eclipse works more subtly. You wake up one morning and realize, I don't want this anymore. You stop chasing someone. You stop explaining yourself. You stop trying to convince someone of your value. You stop forcing an opportunity. And suddenly you feel lighter. That's the transformation. Something may be revealed around this period, but the bigger revelation may actually be about yourself. You may realize that you've been holding on to an old version of your life simply because it was familiar. And August asks, what if you're ready for something completely different? After August 12th, the second half of August can feel very different from the beginning. Your priorities change. You become more selective. You may stop answering every message. You may stop giving everyone access to you. You may become much more protective of your time. And that's not you becoming cold. That's you becoming clear. Gemini, you don't need to explain every decision. You don't need everyone to understand your next move. And you definitely don't need permission to change direction. Some people will understand the new version of you, some won't. Let them go. A message about someone from your past. There is another theme I want you to watch. Someone may be thinking about you. They may be watching your social media. They may want to contact you. They may be wondering whether you've moved on. And yes, communication could happen. But don't confuse communication with commitment. A message is just a message. A promise is just a promise. What matters is behavior. If someone really wants to be part of your life, they will eventually make their intentions clear through consistent actions. So don't chase. Don't decode every emoji. Don't analyze every like. Don't create a relationship inside your head before the other person has created one in reality. Let them show you. Your biggest opportunity in August, Gemini. Your biggest opportunity is reinvention. You don't have to completely change your life. You just need to stop repeating something that isn't working. Change your routine. Change your environment. Change your strategy. Change the people you give access to. Change the way you talk to yourself. August is giving you permission to experiment. You don't need to know exactly where you're going. You only need to recognize what you are no longer willing to tolerate. That alone can change your direction. What to avoid? There are 3 things Gemini should avoid this month. Number 1, overthinking. You can think yourself out of an opportunity. Not every decision needs 50 signs. Sometimes you already know. Number 2, chasing unavailable people. If someone constantly confuses you, that's information. Number 3, making decisions from fear. Don't stay somewhere just because you're afraid of starting over. Don't accept less because you're afraid nothing better will appear. And don't stay silent because you're afraid of what the truth might reveal. Because this month, Gemini, the truth is actually your advantage. Your August message. If you've been feeling like your life is stuck, don't assume nothing is happening. Sometimes the biggest changes begin internally. You're becoming more selective, more independent, more aware of your value, and more willing to walk away from situations that drain you. That's why August can feel uncomfortable at first. You're not necessarily losing things. You're losing attachments to things that no longer fit. And there is a huge difference. Final message for Gemini, Gemini. Remember this. August doesn't come to confuse you. It comes to reveal. After August 12th, watch the signs. Watch the conversations. Watch who suddenly appears. Watch who disappears. Watch which opportunities keep coming back. And most importantly, watch how your own feelings change. Because sometimes the answer isn't that someone else finally changes. Sometimes you finally stop accepting what you used to accept. And that is the real turning point. The person who has been confusing you may finally reveal themselves. The opportunity you've been waiting for may finally appear. The decision you've been avoiding may finally become obvious. And by the end of August, you may look back and realize, I was never actually lost. I was being redirected. Gemini, your next chapter doesn't require you to chase. It requires you to choose. Choose peace. Choose clarity. Choose people who choose you. And choose the future that feels bigger than the past. August is your reset. And after August 12, the truth gets harder to ignore. If this message resonated with you, subscribe and stay tuned for your next horoscope. Your next chapter may already be beginning.